Hello, I'm Dr. Brian Schutz, and I want to welcome you to our video blog. This is my co-host, Dr. Maureen Passafume.
Hello.
And today we're going to be discussing detoxification and weight loss. So to start off the talk today, I think we need to discuss why people need detoxification. We hear a lot about it on the news, and there's lots of infomercials about how important it is to detoxify and purify your body and the benefits, many benefits it can have for you. And I think there's a right way and a wrong way to go about detoxifying your body.
Right. There's a lot of information out there and to be had, and some has a lot of false information in it that can be actually harmful for you, which we'd like to clarify some of that. And I think you're going to discuss what being toxic is and what it can lead to, correct?
Yeah. Toxicity is a general condition where you have a buildup or congestion of different poisons and toxins that are kind of clogging up, if you will, your body's internal mechanism of cleansing itself. And in the office, we see lots of different symptoms related to toxicity. Some of the big ones are fatigue. We see people come in who are just lethargic and don't know why. Maybe they're eating a healthy diet and exercising and doing all the good things they should for themselves, but still not feeling up to par.
Right. They don't understand why they're so fatigued. As Dr. Brian said, they keep doing everything they think to get over that, and it's not. It clogs up a lot of the organs that control their metabolism and energy systems. But fatigue is definitely one of the most common concerns we see.
Mm-hmm.
We also see a lot of digestive disorders, irritable bowel being extremely common. We have a lot of heartburn, reflux disease, even very chronic conditions, ulcers, and just even gas and bloating in the milder cases. But that's also a very chronic, unfortunate problem that people suffer, and often it has to do with just poor daily habits throughout the last few years of their lives, or maybe their whole lives, just poor dietary measures. And
not giving the body a chance to rebound, to cleanse itself and purify itself. Maybe a constant insult, or even if they eat pretty well, but they're insulting their digestive tract and their liver and kidneys a couple times a week with bad foods, unhealthy processed foods, that can build up over years. So that's why we recommend people look at a detoxification program twice a year.
Right. Even the medications they've been treating the symptoms that we've talked about so far too can end up backlashing and causing them some problems. And I would say headaches are another common problem that we see. Probably
headaches.
Very, very common problem.
And weight gain, of course, because if you have the inability to properly absorb your food because everything's clogged up and not working properly, then the one thing that seems to be very easily digested in the human body, because it's so important for function, is fat. So they might not be able to get the protein and vitamins and minerals in through the intestines that are blocked, but they can still get that fat in.
That's a very good point. Often we'll look at diets for people and they haven't really been eating too bad. They've been doing pretty good. And Dr. Brian makes a good point. There's a difference between just eating good food and actually being able to absorb and assimilate it and make good body cells for it. And sometimes that becomes impaired. And we'll get food cravings along with that, and hormone imbalances, difficult menstrual cycles, difficult menopause symptoms, because this is all led up to this with the toxic conditions in a person's body. And
people don't realize, I think, we talked about food being a problem, the air being it's another problem, and water that we ingest can be full of toxins also.
Well, it's been in the news everywhere about all the pharmaceuticals in the water.
80,000 different chemicals right now are allowed to be in your environment by the United States government, poisoning you every day. 80,000 different chemicals, and those are the ones that are allowed to be there.
Right. We're here in Columbus, Ohio, and we actually had one of the highest amount of pharmaceuticals in our drinking water. Yeah,
because of all the runoff and everything also we get. And, we have crops now that are, instead of being raised with, healthy soil, the soil's just been artificially fertilized, and many of these foods are nearly devoid of the healthy things in them anyway over the years. So you're not getting anything but more toxins into your diet by trying to eat fruits and vegetables that come from these fields.
That's right. So we'll talk more later about it in future talks, but that's when organic farming and buying organic food is going to become very important.
So the organs involved with detoxification are the same organs that are involved with filtering out your blood and keeping it healthy. And those organs. The first one would be the liver. Most people realize the liver, of course, has over 400 different functions, many of them related to cleansing the blood and keeping your body healthy. And then Dr. Marie, you talk about some of the other organs that
we
discussing.
have the kidneys, which are important for filtering our blood also. Most people know they make urine. They're also important in controlling our blood pressure, and very major player along with the liver in just detoxifying and getting rid of some of these contaminants in our body. The other one, we'll have Dr. Brian talk about it, is the intestines, extremely important.
Yeah, the intestines are extremely important. They allow food to come into the body. They're kind of the first wave of defense for poisons coming in, so they can get clogged up. All the little villi in the intestine can get clogged up where it's hard to assimilate, especially the harder things that get through there, like the proteins and the vitamins and minerals that need to penetrate. But the fats are still, too bad, but it's easy for them to get through those membranes, even if the toxins are built up and crowding the linings.
Right. And in that lining, so much of our immune system lies.
Mm-hmm.
And if that becomes impaired, just our general health starts becoming impaired when the intestines become damaged.
Right, so if it's going to be built up with toxins in there, now we have to get rid of them. And that's where the detoxification, purification type programs can be very healthy to the individual, reduce the amount of cravings they have for bad things, get the poisons out of their blood, and make them a healthier individual.
Exactly. And there's many different plans. If you get on the internet, you can see many plans, lots of different products that really have no use or no validity, no plan, and actually can be harmful. So Dr. Brian and I have chosen very carefully how we want to do this with our patients and how we recommend it, so we know it's safe, it doesn't interact with any medications they may have to be on, that actually does what it says it does in a general, safe manner.
Yeah, that's a good point, because some people, they can't help, they have to take their medications.
That's right.
Because they've let their body get to the point, or maybe they're genetically prone to things, so they have to be on them. So we have developed a program that it works with food and whole food concentrated supplements, so that they don't have to worry about taking these herbal things that I tell my patients can make them see blue and pea green, and all kinds of bad things can happen, and it's usually over a short period of time, because you couldn't handle it any longer than that. And it doesn't really give the body a time to reset anyway. You can cleanse everything harshly, but if you do it that way, you haven't had time to stop the cravings, to reset the blood sugar, to have the body start to recover enough where you can then go on past it and live a healthier life, and something you'd want to do twice a year, because it's very pleasant.
Well, those plans that you spoke about can be very dangerous. I've actually had patients who did that, and we actually had to send them to the emergency room because it got them so dehydrated and actually caused some very severe intestinal problems. And there's just many plans out there just preying on people to get their money. So there's just many reasons to be careful about which plan you choose.
And so if we do it right, we're going to do it gently over a longer period of time. Our plan is 21 days. We're going to reduce congestion and all the poisons that are in these membranes in the liver, the kidneys, and the intestine. And that's going to allow better absorption of minerals and vitamins, proteins. Everything's going to be easier to get in, and the person's going to have a feeling of wellness, of health. And the weight really comes off very quickly when people do that, it seems like.
Right, and it's very pleasant and very easy. There's no starving. You have access to a very specific plan, but very delicious food. It's very easy. You don't feel like you're denying yourself.
Okay, so you want to have very healthy food in the program, so you can help to build healthy cells, reduce cravings, and get that feeling of well-being that we're all after. Why, of course, you drop unhealthy weight, and that fat can hold a lot of the poisons and toxins. So when we release the fat, we even get better detoxification of the system.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you want to see our program, or what it looks like, the 21-day detoxification and purification program, you can go on our website, capitalcitywellness.com, and just look up detoxification, hit that button. You can actually go to a link there that will show a full color brochure and booklet that we give our patients. They follow while doing the program. And if you're interested, be sure to just give us a call, 614-436-3870. With any questions, we'd be glad to talk to you and help you improve your health.
We look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, thank you very much.